Hi, my name is Natalie Griffin, and this is my video application for St. David's School of Nursing at Texas State University. The first question asks why I chose St. David's and how I've prepared for the program. So I originally started off at community college. I was there for a year, but looking into the degree plan for an ADN and looking at the timeline, I realized that that really wasn't the path that was best fit for me, so I looked at transferring. I had originally considered Texas State in high school, but being from Dallas, I thought that was too far, so I pushed it off for the time, but I looked back at it again when I was looking at schools to transfer to, and I toured the San Marcos campus and the Round Rock campus, and I really loved both. So I went to St. David's presentations, like at Bobcat Day, so that I could learn more about the program and what it would take. What really drew me in was the affordability of the program. That's something that is really important to me and my family. I was really impressed by the NCLEX pass rate because it shows the rigor of the program, and it shows that the St. David's staff has a very high standard for their nurses, and that's something that I want to be upheld to. I was also really drawn to the class size. That's something I never really saw anywhere else that I looked at. I feel like connection is a really important part of my learning experience and my learning style, because I feel like I do better if I'm learning from the best. And how else am I going to be able to do that if I am in a class with 400 other people? Looking into that and all of those things, I started preparing physically for the program. I was lifting weights, and I joined the swim team at my work. I competed all summer in swim meets, and I also prepared mentally by maintaining my 4.0 GPA in science. I studied for and took my T's, and I also prepared myself for the work that would be nursing school. I understand that nursing school is going to be a challenge, but I believe that I'm ready for that challenge. I prepared myself by discipline through my academics, my athleticism, my professionalism, and I'm committed to maintaining that discipline throughout nursing school and holding myself to the high standards that St. David's has for the nurses. The second question asks about an experience in my life that has prepared me most to become a nurse who will care for a diverse population of people. So in my junior year and my senior year of high school, I went to a small town in South Africa. And when I was there, I cared for a wide variety of widows who were facing a wide variety of medical issues, some of which were amputations, illnesses, and infections, as well as just general hygiene needs that they couldn't care for themselves. When I was there, I was lucky enough to be able to form relationships with people who I wouldn't have otherwise met if it weren't for this opportunity. I was able to learn about the different cultures that I was immersed in. I was devoted to making a lasting impact on the lives of the people that I was helping during my time there. I was able to learn how to care for people and connect with them on an emotional level, and I believe that those experiences really helped prepare me for a nursing career. There was one woman in particular who lost her entire family, and she was still so joyful. And when we were done taking care of her, she wanted to take care of us as well. She fed us and she sang us songs that were important to her culture. And so it was through her and through everybody else that I took care of during my time there that I learned the value of learning everybody's life story, which is something that I will do as I connect with my patients, because I believe that we need to see people as more than just their symptoms and their conditions, but as who they are. And so I really am just passionate and leaning into that. So the third question asks me about work experience that has prepared me for a career in healthcare. I was a lifeguard for 2 years. I was BLS, AD, and CPR certified. And during that, it really developed my skills of diligence and patience and initiative, as well as maintaining my physical condition. We had to swim several hundred meters a week. I had to lift several people out of the water who were bigger than I was several times a week. And so during that time, I ended up becoming a mentor to younger lifeguards and swim instructors. I was helping train them by teaching them how to administer life-saving tools like medical oxygen and first aid equipment. I was teaching them how to conduct swim lessons and how to treat your children and the best ways and tricks that I learned throughout my career that helped me teach kids more efficiently. And as well as just how to prevent drowning before it starts. I organized several team drills in which I corrected CPR form, recognition, and rescues, as well as just encouraging the things that were done well. I believe that everybody works better when they're encouraged so that they can build off those things, but it motivates them to work harder at the things they're not so good at. I also ended up managing an outreach team for underserved communities in Dallas, in which I organized swim lessons, structure, and curriculum, which gave me leadership and communication skills that I've carried with me throughout my academic career and will continue to carry with me throughout my career as a nurse. There was one incident in which an older lifeguard had a stroke during a team drill, and I led the team in an emergency situation, and our decisiveness and our speed of response led him to making a full recovery. My ability to discern whether the stroke was a drill or real, and my lack of hesitation, is something that is extremely necessary in the healthcare field. I would rather take action and the stroke end up being fake than have done nothing to stop further harm. The last question asks about recognizing the barriers that technology can impose on conversations and my plan to overcome those barriers to engage with my patients. So I understand that technology does have its benefits, not just phones, but technology that assists us in caretaking in the healthcare setting, like heart monitors and imaging techniques, glucose monitors, things like that, that just are tools to help us take care of ourselves and our patients and their families better. But that's exactly how I want to see them. As technology is more integrated into our daily life, I really would just like to see past the technology and just use it as an assistant and use it to my advantage to assist patients and their families. My sister, when she was in the NICU, I couldn't meet her for several days, and I remember feeling so alone. And the only thing that really helped me feel connected to her was a webcam that they attached to her bassinet. And it really was how technology was used to bridge a gap when I wasn't able to see her that really led me to feel like I was connected to my sister in such a hard time. But above everything else, I would just like to treat people as if they matter more than the machines I'm using to assist them. I value human connection. I value learning stories like I talked about previously. I can even use this technology to connect myself to my patient by explaining how it works and how it's helping them. But above all, treating the patient like there is nothing in the way between them and relief from their ailment is my top priority. Thank you for consideration, and I hope I see you next fall.